Hello everyone, and welcome to Global Chronicles, my new series where I shall help you learn more about this fascinating place called Earth, specifically people and what they did with it. Let's begin with the subject that everyone has on their mind right about now, North Korea. North Korea is a nation that we're all talking about nowadays, whether for its leader, its laws, or nukes. Every day it seems that the nation is always ready for war, but how did the nation get this way? Well, that's what I'm here to talk about today. In 1910, the Japanese Empire annexed the Korean Empire, which, at the time, ruled over all of Korea and was a client state of the Qing dynasty of China. From that point onward, Korea was a colony of Japan, very much like the African possessions of European powers like Britain and France. Japan would use Korea to attack China and Russia from, and would continue to use Korea as a military vantage point until the end of World War II in 1945, in which Japan was forced to surrender all territory it had ever seized through warfare to their original owners. This made sense for all of Japan's colonial territory, except for Korea. As Japan had taken over the entire Korean peninsula, the Korean Empire had ceased to exist, and therefore there was no one for the Japanese to return the land to. So, the United States and the Soviet Union agreed to split the land between them, with the Soviet Union occupying the north and the United States the south, with the two agreeing to reunite the land in time. However, the USSR was led by Joseph Stalin at the time. However, let's just say Joseph Stalin was not a big fan of personal freedoms. So, on September 9th, 1948, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was proclaimed in the north, a communist state led by Kim Il-sung, grandfather of Kim Jong-un, the nation's current leader. The Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Really ironic name, I know. Let's just say that 20th century communist regimes like to pretend to be democratic. Vietnam and East Germany used to do the same thing. But anyway, in 1950, the communist north, with Soviet aid, invaded their southern neighbor, the Republic of Korea, starting the Korean War. Kim Il-sung intended to conquer all of Korea for the north, and almost did, until the United States managed to push Kim's forces back to the 38th parallel, where Korea was originally divided along. In November of 1950, the newly communist Chinese, led by Mao Zedong, sent 300,000 troops into Korea, not wanting a U.S.-allied Korea on their border. This pushed the Americans and South Koreans back out of the north into their original southern territory. The war would continue to cause the north-south border to fluctuate until 1953, when a ceasefire was signed between the two Koreas, marking the border to be as it was at the last point of conflict, which is the current border between the two Koreas today. From that point on, North Korea would prosper while South Korea went through a long period of political strife and instability. This would last until the early 1990s when the Soviet Union collapsed. Immediately, the massive supply of Soviet support that North Korea had been receiving had come to a grinding halt. This came soon after Kim Il-sung announced his personal philosophy of juche, or self-reliance, to be the guiding force of his nation. As such, North Korea refused most aid from other countries, which made the years after the USSR's collapse even harder for North Korea. All food supply, which used to be given to all cities and provinces equally, except for the ruling party members, they got more, was rerouted to the capital of Pyongyang, where the citizens within those city barriers prospered while the rest of North Korea starved. This is the situation we see North Korea in today, even after Kim Jong-il's death and the rise of Kim Jong-un, and his constant shipments of McDonald's from Beijing. Well, that's North Korea in a fairly detailed nutshell. I will take requests for my next video, so just comment down below as to what you want me to see me cover next. Until then, thank you for watching Global Chronicles. I'll see you next time.